Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are discussing loops in Go programming language. So, I'm pretty sure everyone is aware of what a loop is. So, looping construct allows us to repeat the execution of certain statements in a programming language till the time a condition is evaluating to true. And as soon as this condition starts evaluating to false, the execution of those repeated statements is skipped. Let us see very simple examples. So I have a very simple program here which just simply prints the string, please subscribe. I go to my terminal and I run this and I see the output, please subscribe. Suppose I want to do it any X number of times, say 3 times. I repeat it 3 times and I can see the output on my screen. Please subscribe is there 3 times. So we could be doing the same thing using loops. And in Go, the only looping construct that is available to us is a for loop. So let me simply say for, and then I will have the initialization I colon equal to 1. Now remember that the initialization will be done just one time before the start of the entire loop. Then we have the condition which should hold true every time the loop is executed, and as soon as this condition becomes false, the loop will not be executed any further. So the condition that we will follow here is that I should be less than equal to 3, and then we have the post statement which changes the value of the loop variable. And inside the loop body, I would simply put this statement fmt.println, please subscribe. I will remove one of these statements, and here I would simply say after loop. Okay, let's go ahead and try to run this, and we can see that we get the output, please subscribe 3 times, and after the loop is executed thrice, we see the string after loop. So let us see what actually happened here. The first time the loop runs, or even before the first time it runs, it does an initialization which is I equal to 1. Next, for each iteration of the loop, this value of I will be compared with 3. And the loop will run only if the value of I at that moment of time is less than or equal to 3. In this case, it is 1, which is less than 3, and therefore the loop will be executed. So the body gets executed and this statement gets printed. Let me, in fact, for sake of more clarity, augment this with an I, and we can see that please subscribe 1, then please subscribe 2, and please subscribe 3 gets printed. So the first time the loop executes, we see a please subscribe 1. After this, the value of I will be incremented by 1 and I will become 2. Is 2 less than 3? Yes, it is. The condition is true and we see the output, please subscribe to, because the body got executed. The next time the value of I becomes 3, the condition is true, the statement gets executed, we see please subscribe 3. The next time the value of I becomes 4. Is 4 less than 3? No. Is 4 equal to 3? Not at all. So the loop gets finished and the statements after the loop are executed, and we see this after loop gets printed. Now, there are certain caveats regarding for loops in Go. The first one being that braces are not allowed on the line in which we write for. It just goes on throwing a syntax error, so that is just the way the Go designers decided to have it. Also, you might be tempted to remove these braces because the for loop has only one statement in the body. And when I try to save it and run it again, it is a syntax error. That means the body of a for loop should always be inside curly braces. Now, for Golang does not have any while loops or do while loops, but definitely it is always possible to simulate a while loop using for loops. So we'll simply cut the I++ from here and paste it inside the body. We'll cut the initialization from here paste it before the for loop. We save this statement and we see that the linter gets rid of the extra semicolons from this line. Now, when I run this, I see that yes, I have the exact same output as I was having before. And this looks and works exactly like a while loop. The next thing I'd like to show you is an infinite loop in Go. So if I just simply remove this condition, I'll also get rid of the I from here and this increment. So Go will assume that the condition is true and it will keep on executing this loop till infinity or till we hit Control C to end this loop. As you can see, it keeps on telling us to please subscribe. So guys, please do subscribe my channel. It will help me a lot. um, I hit Control C and the loop stops. Let me next show you the usage of break as well as continue statements in Go. Suppose I have this simple loop which starts at 0 and goes up to less than equal to 10 and prints the value of I. If I run this program, I see that values from 0 to 9 get printed on my screen. Suppose now I want to print only even values, which is 0, 2, 4, and so on. For doing that, one of the methods would be to simply increment the loop counter by 2 in each iteration. I can save this, and when I try to run this program, I see that I have an output of 0, 2, 4, 8, and 6, which is what we wanted. But is there any other way of achieving the same result? Well, definitely there is. Suppose I go inside the loop and I write a if statement here and I say that if I divided by 2 is not equal to 0, then I would like to continue the loop. I save this, and when I try to run this program, I see that indeed we have the same output 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So what happened here? Inside the loop body, we gave an if condition where we check whether the loop variable I is divisible by 2 or not. And whenever we find that I is not divisible by 2, we ask the loop to be continued. What does the continue statement do? The continue statement simply skips any further statements within the loop and goes to the next iteration, which means that when we encounter a continue statement, all of the lines preceding the continue statement within the loop body are skipped, and the update expression specified for the loop is executed. So we can see within the body of this loop, whenever we get values of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on, we ask the loop to be continued, which means that any further execution of the loop will be stopped and the next iteration will be started. Next, I would like to show you an example of a break statement. So what a break statement does is that it simply breaks or stops the execution of a for loop, and post that the execution continues from after the for loop. So what we are going to do here is that we will simply put a break condition within this for loop. We will say that whenever the value of I becomes divisible by 10, we would like to break or stop the execution of the for loop, which means that the loop will end and execution will start from what is located after the for loop. So when I try to run this program, we see that the loop prints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and after 9 the value of I becomes 10, and since 10 is divisible by 10 or 10 divided by 10 gives a remainder of 0, we would simply break out of the loop, which means we would execute code starting from what is located after the closing bracket of the loop's body. And we can see that the string after gets printed once we break out of this for loop. And that is how break statements work in Go. Now at this point, I would like to point out that Go also has a loop called the for range loop, which is used to iterate over maps as well as arrays and slices. We will discuss more about for range loops on the videos on arrays, slices, as well as maps. And that's pretty much all I wanted to discuss about looping constructs in Go. All of the code that we just saw here has been updated in this repository, aedorado slash learning Go. So please do check it out. And if you found the video helpful, please do hit the like button. If you find the content of my channel helpful, please click subscribe. Like always, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys in a new video very soon.